there are several important topics which were discussed during this meeting. It's interesting to see how important now are the discussion about the strategy for patients for receiving or not adjuvant chemotherapy based on the result of prospective trial validating genomic signature, and more recently the result of the Eric Sponder clinical trial showing the absence of benefit of adjuvant chemotherapy for postmenopausal patient with recurrence score, RS score below 25. So that's clearly changing the strategy for this patient. But there are still a lot of questions of the best strategy for premenopausal patient. And it was interesting to see that the debate is still clearly ongoing on the interest of giving chemotherapy for premenopausal patients, even with a good prognostic signature. And what was really interesting to see that a lot of people in the audience were attributing a large influence of a large impact from the chemotherapy in the prevention of relapse to the ovarian suppression effect of the chemotherapy, more than intrinsic effect, an effect directly related to chemotherapy. But that's only an hypothesis, and we don't have the clinical evidence to say that the benefit of chemotherapy in premenopausal patients is only related or mainly related to this ovarian suppression related to chemotherapy. And there were also new topics during this meeting, specifically on oligometastatic disease. And clearly, the discussion has evolved in this patient to promote and favor some treatment related to having a curative intent for patients with oligometastatic disease. And there is also the debate still on the benefit for the patient of having surgical removal of the primary tumor in case of metastatic disease, and specifically for patients with oligometastatic disease. So the debate is still ongoing, and it's clearly things that should be discussed with a multidisciplinary team and the discussion also with the patient. There were also other interesting topics, and for example, the discussion about the indication for systemic treatment, adjuvant treatment for very small tumors, and the threshold for luminal tumor with the expression of estrogen receptor was just when the tumor is larger than 1 or 2 millimeters. The recommendation was to use endocrine adjuvant treatment. And for HER2 positive and triple negative breast cancer, the recommendation for the systemic treatment was generally above just 5 millimeters. So the threshold is clearly lower than it was before recommended. So there is an evolution also about this type of recommendation. And there was also a clear promotion and changing in the concept of the use of radiotherapy, and specifically with hypofractionation for the patient. And the standard of treatment is clearly changing all over the world now with the use of hypofractionate regimen and use of radiotherapy for the patient, reducing clearly the duration of the treatment for the patient, and in different situations after mastectomy, but also after conservative surgery, and also with mammary internal nodes involvement. So that's where some of the discussion that were interesting during this meeting. Also, in the important topic discussed during this single symposium, there was also the discussion about ovarian suppression, which seems to be more and more used for younger patients with high-risk ER-positive breast cancer. And so that's clearly integrated now in the strategy for this kind of patient.